Just bouncing around. Is it even useful? Is that an antenna? Are you going storm the beaches? No, I'm not storming the beaches. But I am bringing you the GORUCK GR1 and Ripstop ROBIC today, which some of you are like, finally, been asking for this one for a while. I put it off, mostly because I've done the Ripstop ROBIC thing already. M23, gym bag, double compartment, bullet. So I've seen it. I kind of had a feeling of how it's gonna use. Regardless, finally we're here. Gonna do a little, is this dusty road camo? Is this concrete camo? No, it's speed gray with an electric blue interior. And we're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna answer some of your questions. We're gonna take a total look and breakdown of the GORUCK GR1. Talk a little bit about GR2s, GR3s. The reason I haven't done this before is because, again, I have a sense of how these bags will use, and they just feel differently. And it brings me to really a 4-point discussion about how you choose any of these GORUCK bags right now. Size, slick, quick access pocket, and material choice, just those 4. What do I mean by that? Size, really you have to decide whether you want a GR1 21 liters that fits you better. Is the capacity sufficient? Or do you want to bump up to the 26 liter, which for me is a little too tall for rucking and wearability. However, I do use, in particular, the Go Wild 26 liter GR1 as a travel bag because I like that extra capacity and because I'm just gonna wear it to the airport, into the airplane, that kind of thing. The size doesn't really bother me in terms of wearability. So that's number 1, size. Number 2, slick. Do you want a total slick Huckberry style, no patch panel and slick on the sides, which I have to imagine are coming out with some with a quick access pocket in the future. Maybe that's why they're not available. They're producing those. However, or you could just get a slick version like that, like this one, which no webbing on the side. Still has a patch panel, but it is otherwise slick. Third choice is quick access pocket on the top, which a lot of these new ones now have. That's kind of the new style. All the designs are now coming out with that, which is great. Do you want that one? Is it a weakness in the bag? Potentially. However, if I'm gonna load it up with 50 plus pounds, I'm going with a Rucker, which doesn't have that pocket, so there you go. And then the final one, which brings me to this bag, is material choice. 500D, 1000D, or Ripstop ROBIC, Heritage, and wax canvas. Or do you want to go with a Dyneema, Japanese denim, some other special material? Who knows? They're all cool. But those are some of the choices that you have to make with the 4-point process. All right, I'm gonna take this camera down because I think it's just probably a little annoying. It wasn't even recording. It stopped for some reason. All right, we'll figure that out later. But in the meantime, brings me to this GR1 in Ripstop ROBIC. Super cool design and in a cool color. They're coming out with more colors and all this stuff. They have an earth, the speed gray, which, you know, you put the word speed in front of things and it makes it a faster color. Regardless, it's a cool color. The electric blue on the inside is really, really nice, really awesome, very vibrant and really cool. Now, without fail, no traffic the whole way out here. As soon as I hit this part where I'm going to start recording things, it's like rush hour. Let's talk about this one. Of course, this is 21 liters. They have the 21 and they have the 26 liter. They came out with the GR2 and they're coming out with GR3s. All in this Ripstop material, which is cool. And my one concern, which has always been, is its durability, which is also one of your concerns. It's a question you asked, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But of course, I haven't drug it yet down this road. Should I? Maybe I will. I just can't decide. It's just something about destroying a perfectly good bag that really kind of gets to me, but I might just have to do it now that I have several Ripstop options for the drag. Either way, the durability is its main concern. The other is just the usability, wearability of the bag. How does it feel? It hangs a little differently, a little more, I wouldn't say droopy, although I just did. It just feels a little bit different as a backpack. You know, it's more like the legacy backpacks with this Ripstop material, where normally the aesthetic for me with GORUCK has been the traditional 500D, 1000D feel. Well, anyway, now we have Ripstop as a material choice. It's really cool. It does feel differently. Some people love it, some people won't love it, just the way it hangs on your body. Feel. It has no 210 anywhere. It's Ripstop everywhere, inside of the back, everything. It's just the way it is. Which brings me to my rucking situation, which, you know, of course I'm rucking here with it. It's super awesome. And what I've realized is I've rucked with a rucker so often that I just love that lumbar pad in the back and, oh, that rigid back panel that just makes it feel so awesome. Here we go, more rush hour traffic. Enough about that. You either love it or hate it. I am sort of in between. Not such a fan. It's probably not gonna be a daily driver for me. It is a nice, interesting feel. And to me, what they should do, I haven't seen it yet, is a Ripstop bullet ruck. No frame sheet, 15 liter, maybe a 10 liter, very packable, will be super cool to see. So we'll hope that comes out soon. All right, we're heading back now. I'm doing about 5 miles with this thing. It does ruck, famously. The back panel is sufficient. It holds, and its durability in terms of holding stuff is unrivaled, unmatched, no concerns with there. It's just the abrasion of this Ripstop that would be my concern. So with that all being said, I'm going to take off these sunglasses and get to your questions. You asked some great questions, by the way. You always do, and I appreciate that every step of the way. So let's get to your questions. First up, how's the ROBIC feel? And is it slippery like the 210? Yes, very slick and slippery. I'd say more so than a 210 back. So if you don't like 210, you're not gonna like the ROBIC. Does it come with a matching sternum strap? The answer is no. The GR1s traditionally do not have a matching sternum strap. The ruckers often do. Now in this case, I do have a sternum strap. I'll put a link in the description to where I got that. Found it on Amazon. It's got a fidlock, it's cool. I wish they didn't have this black buckle on one end, but otherwise it's pretty nice. And it matches the color, it's super cool. And I would highly recommend. And it's not that expensive, like 20 bucks. Is it going to be part of your regular rotation? I kind of already answered that. No, I don't really. Heritage is hard to give up, and 1000D is hard to give up. So I have most of those areas covered. So this one is gonna probably not make the daily rotation. Curious how you feel about the durability of something that would get used every day, but that would get, but not overly abused. So, and yes, occasional ruck. This one is great for just about anything. So if this material, color, and feel speaks to you, if that aesthetic is something you're after, then you will love the ROBIC builds. Now, if you're concerned about its durability, you're shoving it in all sorts of overhead bins and dragging it around town, then maybe not in terms of a durability standpoint. Again, more to come if I drag it. Is it a worthwhile replacement for Huckberry while I wait for its restock? No, I say wait for it, because if you like slick, black, no patch panel, there's really no replacement for that. So wait for that one. I don't know when they're coming out, but I would just be patient, personally. How waterproof? Well, I don't know. I haven't put it out in the rain, but none of these are waterproof. I have to think that compared to 500D or the others, that it's just as waterproof. We have some rain flap stuff going on, so it's gonna be fine. I wouldn't be concerned about the waterproofness of this compared to any other GORUCK designs. Why are they so much money compared to standard GR1? That was the most asked question everywhere. Why is this thing more expensive than a standard GR1? The answer is I don't know. It is made in the USA, so there's that. It's a little bit higher prices building things in the United States. It is a more common material, so and it's slick. So I can't answer that question. I wish it was cheaper, and it should be cheaper in my opinion, so I'm with you. Can't answer that. How heavy can it ruck? Great question. I don't plan to find out, because it's the same for all the GORUCK bags. How much can you really put in there? Steel shot inside a sandbag. That's probably the way to go. Heavier than gravel, but don't plan to test that one. Sorry. Does it have a hard time standing up on its own? Absolutely. When completely full, the dimensions of this bag totally aid it in standing up. So there's nothing dimensionally with the bag that prevents it. However, like I said, the more flowy material, slippery material, when it's less than full, hangs on your back differently, and also will not stand when it's not completely full. That's just part of it. Crinkle factor 1 to 10. Well, I haven't added a crinkle factor to any of my bags. I probably should, so that you would know that if I say a crinkle of 0 on this bag is where I'm at with it. It doesn't crinkle. It's flowy, and I don't notice any crinkle or squeaks. Someone mentioned squeaks with theirs. I've glued it up pretty heavily. I got a 20-pound steel plate in a laptop compartment, and I have 2 very large packing cubes. So overall, this thing probably weighs over 30 pounds, and it's not making any noise. It's just fine. So I don't have any issues with it. I'd say 0, no crinkle. In what ways is this a must-have over a Cordura version? And I don't think it is, personally. Back to my 4-step process on how to pick a GR1 bag. But really, if this color choice and look appeals to you, it brings you joy, then go pick it up. This is where I'm at with most of these bags. If it brings you joy, you like it and you love it, and you look at it and it makes you want to go somewhere, whether it's the backyard, on a trip, you name it, then definitely get it. But if it doesn't, if you're kind of questioning whether you're gonna like it, then just hold off. There's gonna be other color combos and material choices, I'm sure, in the future that might. So no, I don't think it does. Do I need this? Do you need any of these bags? Do you need different color? Do you really need speed gray in your life? Do you want electric blue? Stand by. Traffic. So if the answer is no, then exercise some financial discipline and hold off, wait for another one. Kind of the reason why I held off so long on this build, just because it doesn't really it doesn't grab me, but it might grab you, and you might really want to get this one, put it in immediate rotation, and get on the road. So there you go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm always answering your questions, eventually, sometimes. Sorry this one took so long. Getting back to, is this the bag for you? The Rustic ROBIC Ripstop GR1. There you go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Maybe from the open, dusty road, maybe from the studio. Who knows? See ya. The neighbors are like, is that an antenna out there? What's going on? It's bouncing around. Is it even useful? We're gonna take a look at the Ripstop ROBIC. I don't have the microphone. God bless. Get that microphone. The camera stopped recording. I wasn't even doing anything. Bummer. Brings me to the Ripstop ROBIC Ripstock